How's it going today? Today we're going to talk about a company that's up over about 20% over the last month or so, and I'm just going to get right into it. The company is called Crowdstrike, or Crowdstrike. So essentially, what the company is a cybersecurity company. Basically, and it's basically beating it pretty good. It's up over 15% by the time this was filmed and everything. It might go up a little bit, it might go down a little bit. But bottom line, it basically crushed earnings. This is a cloud cybersecurity, basically cloud stock. Basically, that's what it is. I actually recommended it down, and I can leave a link down in the description. It was one of my top 5 IPOs that I was watching, and eventually I pulled the trigger on it. I'm glad I did before earnings. But anyway, I'm going to get right into it. Why I like the stock and why I think it will continue to do well. But first, I'm going to get into earnings. I mean, this is not what I would put all my money in it, but let's just say I'm betting on it to go up. I mean, I'm up over 28% on it. It's been a good run. It's been a good. I think it has a great potential. This kind of look for. This is what I call basically like kind of swinging for the fences. Basically, something but that's really what I do. Maybe about 20. Maybe about between 5 and 2% of your whole total portfolio should go into maybe a company like this. So essentially, that's really what it does. But I can get into the numbers real quick, because that's really what it's all about. Not all the time, but majority of the time. But anyway, the market cap is around 16 billion. So essentially, this company is really not overvalued if you really look at the numbers, and it's definitely up there. The company's non-profitable yet, but a lot of these companies they grow real fast. And then they eventually probably will be profitable. But I mean, it takes time to build out some of these software and all this stuff, and it takes a lot of money. So essentially, it's really all about really top line growth, and that's really what every single company is about, top line. Because there's a little when it comes to profitability, there's some counting things that can kind of skew it up, and so earnings are really not. It's important, but they can be influenced. That's all I gotta say. But year over year, it's up to 96 million. That's up 103%. I mean, that's just blowing it away. That's really just crushing it. And really, what made the stock go up really pretty good for a year is basically they're forecasting their total revenue for a year is around 430 million. So essentially, that's pretty impressive growth right there. That's growing from, so essentially, 96. So that's basically saying they're gonna hit 100 million at least every quarter. So essentially, that's what flew the stock up. Essentially, from a year ago. That's basically doubling its top line growth. So essentially, now obviously that won't continue to grow at that pace, obviously, but it shows you there's a big need for what this company does. And think about all the stuff that's going to the cloud. Think about all the network, all the data that's basically going to it. All the data, and you always hear about in the news. They're saying all these things about Facebook and all these whatever. Think about all the stuff that's going on there. It's going to have to be protected. And think about 5 or 6, 10 years down the line. Hell, you're going to have self-driving cars, maybe, perhaps. So essentially, all that data is going to be stored somewhere. So essentially, if you can hack in them databases, you can hack someone's car. You can hack in someone's bank account. You can hack into really, hell, files on everything. Addresses. Think about all that. Think about all that stuff that's getting stored in the cloud. So essentially, that's why these companies are killing it. Zscaler, I recommend that stock, and that stock's been on fire. A lot of these stocks have went up a lot, and I believe they might pull back, but here's how I look at it. They might pull back, but I believe that in 10 years, 16 billion, that's not really that big of a company. It is, but if you look at the thing, I believe these companies can easily hit around at least 100 billion if they can deliver on what they do. Obviously, if you get management switch, CEO quits, all this, all things that can happen. That sorry about that. But as you can see, these are massive opportunities. So essentially, that's why I want to go on about it today. Make sure to like it. give it a subscribe. I always do these updates and stuff like that. I like to talk about what's going on in the market, go on, especially when I have a big move like this in a stock. I mean, that just crushed it, that I believe in and stuff. Definitely a shareholder of it. Very happy at the moment. Hopefully it can keep going. But I believe it can, as long as it can deliver. I think some of these stocks, they're volatile though. I mean, they can move 5 or 6% up and down. So essentially you have kind of the stomach for it. You know what I mean? If you don't like your money you don't like losing 6% of your money every day, but every other day, then it going right back up and then losing it and then going back up. So essentially it's a pretty volatile stock. I mean, that's how all these companies are, but I believe this company could easily be growing, hitting 30 billion and 100 billion. So essentially, and it's a massive, and a lot of these companies, I believe they probably might get acquired by somebody else. So essentially if you buy it today, I mean, so who says some company doesn't go around and go, you know what? I'm gonna pay 30 billion for it, and the stock goes up a lot more. So essentially, that's why I really recommend this company. I mean, it has a big potential, big opportunity, and but you never know, things can happen. So you always have to watch it. And that's why I don't go full bull on it and 100% my portfolio and take out millions of dollar loan to go in on it. But anyway, as long as you don't go crazy and just be smart and use some common sense, I guess. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. That's all I gotta say, and hopefully this video is really what I try to do is find these good stocks for you guys, and hopefully it helps and make some money off of them. Anyway, I hope remember to like and subscribe, and so you can join in and all this, and leave a comment if you're buying it or own it. Hopefully you are. Anyway, that's all today, and thank you for watching. Thank you.